All right, let's talk about the hidden forces in the market. Those invisible magnets that can grab a stock's price and just pull it in a direction that seems to make no sense at all. We're going to pull back the curtain on that today. Let's get right into it.
So, first up, we're tackling a mystery that can be super frustrating for any trader or investor. Why stocks sometimes act so, well, weird.
Have you ever been there? You're watching a stock, you're sure it's about to break out and fly, but then it just hits this invisible wall and stops dead in its tracks. It's a feeling I think every single one of us has had.
So, let's make this real. Picture this. It's late in the week, maybe a Thursday. Apple stock is at, say, $182, and it's climbing. Everything, all the charts, all the momentum points to it going higher. But then it gets to 185 and just stalls for hours, maybe even into the next day. It just can't seem to break through that level. What is going on there? The answer? 50,000. That's the secret. What you couldn't see in your chart was that there are 50,000 call option contracts sitting right there at that $185 strike price. And that massive pile of bets, it created a very, very real wall of resistance. So how in the world can 50,000 paper contracts put the brakes on a multi-trillion-dollar company like Apple? Well, to understand that, we need to decode a concept called open interest. Simply put, open interest, or OI as you'll hear it called, is the grand total of all the active, unclosed options contracts out there. It's not about what traded today. It's the accumulated total of every single position that's still open and waiting to play out.
And this is where a lot of people get tripped up. They confuse open interest with volume, but they're totally different things. Volume is just today's action, the new bets being placed. Open interest, on the other hand, is the total number of bets still sitting on the table. Think of it this way. Volume shows you where the excitement is right now, but open interest shows you where the big money has already committed and is waiting.
Okay, so how does a number on a screen, this open interest, actually create a physical wall in the market? Well, it all comes down to the actions of one key group of players, the market makers. Here's the play-by-play. Let's say you buy a call option because you think the stock's going to go up. Someone has to sell it to you, right? That's usually a market maker. But here's the thing, they don't want to gamble. Their job is to stay neutral. So to hedge their risk, they immediately go and sell a little bit of the actual stock. Now, take that simple little transaction and multiply it by those 50,000 contracts sitting at Apple's 185 strike. That creates an enormous wave of selling pressure right at that price, and boom, that's your wall. Now this hedging activity, it doesn't just create walls. It gets even cooler than that. It can also create floors of support, and even these weird price magnets that can literally pull a stock toward a specific price.
You know, the logic here is actually pretty simple but incredibly powerful. If you have a huge pile of call options above the current price, that creates a resistance wall because market makers are forced to sell the stock as it gets closer. And on the flip side, if you have a huge pile of put options below the price, that creates a support floor because they have to buy the stock to hedge their position. It's a beautiful mechanical process.
And all of this leads to this absolutely fascinating, almost spooky effect known as max pain. What is that? It's the one price where the largest number of options, both calls and puts, would expire totally worthless. And like a center of gravity, the stock price tends to get pulled right toward that max pain point as we get closer to expiration day.
Here's another way to think about it. Max pain is actually the point of minimum financial pain for the people who sold all those options, the market makers. See, if the price drifts too high, they start losing money on all the calls they sold, so they have to sell more stock to hedge, which pushes the price back down. If the price drifts too low, they lose on the puts and have to buy stock, pushing it back up. Their own hedging creates this perfect balancing act that subtly nudges the stock toward the price where they lose the least amount of money. In this example, that magnetic sweet spot is right at $175.
And this magnetic pull, it isn't constant all week long. Oh no, it gets stronger and stronger as we get closer to Friday. On a Monday, it's just a whisper, a rough guide. By Wednesday, you start to feel the pull. Thursday, it gets really strong as all that hedging intensifies. And then on Friday, the main event for weekly options, the effect is at its absolute maximum, often causing a stock to get pinned right to that key strike price. It's wild to watch.
So this is all fascinating theory, right? But how can you actually use these invisible forces in your own trading? Okay, let's turn this into a practical tool with a simple little cheat sheet.
Here it is, your quick reference guide for turning open interest data into actual trading ideas. If you see a giant wall of calls above the current price, that's a potential ceiling, maybe a good spot to think about taking profits. If you see a huge floor of puts below, that's potential support, a place to look for a bounce. And that max pain price?
Well, that's the market's center of gravity for the week.
Now, before you run off and use this, a few really important rules of the road. First, open interest is powerful, but it's not a crystal ball. You should always combine it with other forms of analysis. Second, focus on the biggest levels. The 2 or 3 heaviest strikes are what matter. Don't get lost in the noise. And please remember this, don't treat this stuff as a guarantee. A huge news event will blow right through these invisible walls like they're not even there. This strategy works best on big, liquid stocks when the market is relatively quiet.
So the next time you see a stock just inexplicably stuck at a certain price, you'll know what's going on behind the scenes. You'll know to look a little deeper, to check the open interest. You can now see the market's invisible walls and magnets. So the only question left is, what are you going to be looking for this Friday?